Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. It's going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today I'm going back into an account I did a takeover for a couple of weeks ago. Lockers. Lockers is extremely low spend, stroke free to play. I think he's bought maybe like 1 or 2 shard packs since he's been playing. He's level 49 now. He is on day 40, so he's going hard. He's on the game a lot. Just trying to have a look around. He's not unlocked the mine. I'd say actually for someone who is playing as much as he is, the mine's quite a good investment, but he's not done that. So you see here he's not kind of unlocked a whole load of sparring pits. He's got 1 on the go. He has though, I'll show you in a second, he's pulled some good champs. So this is his great haul. Probably, yeah, he's working up towards a level 4 accuracy, and that is actually his next mission, so he needs to keep working on that arena. But anyway, the reason I'm in this account is because a number of people have said to me, all well and good you showing us end game ways to beat dragon and all these different dungeons, please help us get past the early to mid game. And I'd say that's exactly where Lockers is. So he's at stage 10 right now, ice golems. He's at stage 5 coming on to 6 for spiders, stage 13 dragon, and stage 8 for Fire Knights. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go into his account, build teams that can get through different stages of the various dungeons. Now, what I would say is, let's go into his account here. There is so before you spend loads of time investing in dungeons, you should definitely be investing in getting your champions to level 60. So it's good actually. So when I was last on this account, we had no 60s. We were trying to get a clan boss team together. So Lockers has invested time actually. He's done a good job. So he's now got 3 60s and 1 in the making here. So he's shown us 50, but he's actually 6-star. And the ones he's chosen are great for dungeon, great for dungeon, great for dungeon, great for dungeon. So he's got an AoE decreased defense in this champ, damage, protection, speed. 4 great choices. Now, I'm going to be honest here, I've been helping him behind the scenes with selection, and that's why we've gone to that place. But we've basically been talking about, how does he get a team that's going to be relevant for dungeons, but still keep himself relevant for stuff like clan boss. Obviously, clan boss rewards are important at any stage of the game. So the first thing I advise him to do is to get a champion who can farm 12 free brutal. That's where Chaos come from. Next thing I advise him to do is to get a champion that gives him protection in any content, but this helps him with campaign, it helps him with dungeons. Next thing we talked about was a speed champion that's going to help him in the arena and in his dungeons, and clan boss to be fair. And then literally 2 days ago he said, I'm ready for another 6-star, who should I do? And I was like, well actually you've got somebody here that can decrease defense AoE and gives you a lot of utility in dungeons. Robar would be great. He's also great for arena. So again, I'm trying to pick people that will give him a lot of usability in different areas of the game, being a kind of free to play stroke low spender. So if we just have a check in his vault, I mean there's literally, he's got his free to play Katoon here. This actually champ is pretty good. Battle Sage. The rest are nothing really. Oh, so actually Seduce is not bad, but yeah, he's got an apothecary which he's pulled recently for me to get the names middled up on, so good job there. He's actually pulled, for a small account, he's pulled some really good champions. 3 legendaries already. He showed me a picture yesterday. I've just pulled Roshgard the Tower from 1 Sacred. He was trying to get a Draco. He's pulled a Sacred. No, do I mean Sacred? No, Ancient. He pulled an Ancient. Single Ancient, trying to get a Draco, and he's pulled a Tower. I haven't even got a Tower. I haven't even got an Ethos. So anyway, he's got good champs. What we're going to do is we're going to get into gearing the champions. I've already done some work on this previously, so Miscreated Monster already in pretty good shape for any content. Obviously he's missing stuff like banners and amulets because he's so early game. That's what we'd expect to see at this sort of level of the game. He's got level 4 gear mainly. So I'm going to get into some gearing work, and then we're going to get into trying to beat the dungeons. And what I'm going to do here, beating the dungeons for me in these videos, is about team selection. Let's start with Miscreated Monster. Miscreated Monster, we're going to want high HP. HP is is the class. It's also where all of his damage comes from. It also gives him good survivability. So HP is all we really need on this created monster. We do need some accuracy to land things like stuns. So we want accuracy, we want HP, and we want speed. They're the main three things. So after that, anything else you get as a bonus like defense and crit rate is probably the next two I'd look for. But basically it's some speed, loads of HP, accuracy. It's the main three things. So speed boots, great. HP chest, great. HP gloves, great. And then we've got an HP set here in the immortal gear, and we've got HP rolls on these items. So look, we're not wailing out here. We don't have tons of silver to play with. If I was coming in and I was on somebody's account and they had, I don't know, 30 million silver, I'd probably be looking through these and saying, right, can I actually get some set bonuses going? Can I improve the gear? We're not at that space. We're in a space where we've got a reasonable amount of gear in the account, but I'm not going to re-roll a load of stuff that's already looking good. So this champ is looking pretty solid. HP ring as well, that's decent. So yeah, all of this is decent. I'm not going to do any work to this. If we get to a level where he's not landing his stuns, then potentially what you do is you start to say, right, how do I get a accuracy set bonus going? And that'll give me another 40 accuracy. While I'm waiting for this this banner to come home, I'd probably be saying, right, do we have anything that we can do in accuracy sets to enable him to get those bonuses? But I'm not going to do it now anyway. He's fine. He's going to be fine for the level of dungeons we're doing. Next one to look at is Kale. Kale in lifesteal gear. He's set up for clan boss by the looks of this. He's got decent speed already. So this is probably speed boots. Yeah. HP, defense. All of this looks decent as well. This is pretty much how I set him for the clan boss fights. So we've got a reasonable amount of accuracy. We've got some speed. We've got lifesteal gear, which will get us through dragons. I don't think he's got accessories either. So again, this champion needs no more work. He's in good place. Gordrab. He's basically all about speed and defense. Speed, defense. Again, we've got good sets on here. Defense, defense, speed. So yeah, good builds. Only ring you had, up to 12. Don't want to go further than 12 on items that you're not going to keep for longer. Probably this is the only item in here that you might roll again, albeit he's not got great rolls out of that. You probably would just take this one up to max level, because you're going to be keeping it for a while on an account like this. You get quite a lot of benefit just for that one extra level. So I'm going to take that one up, chunk for a little bit of this silver. What we've got here, 9 million, which again is good work for a free-to-play account. He's obviously, he's spending his silver wisely and kind of holding on to silver whenever he can. That's what we should be doing. We're hoping we're not going to get a million fails. There we go. Got a bit of accuracy, which is not too big on him, but it does work on him. He does have an A1 that needs accuracy, but yeah, this is what we wanted, the extra defense. So he is looking pretty solid as well. I guess we just need a bit of ascension. So his ability here improves to a bigger attack buff if he's ascended one more level. So that's something that we should be looking to do. It's actually not that difficult to ascend somebody to level 3. Let's have a look here. Ascension. We need 2 more blue pots. Can't do it out of those. I might just have a quick check and see what's open. Opens tomorrow my time, so I'd advise him to do that tomorrow just to get that done. So that's it, those 2 done, and actually you can get both of these ascended if you get some work done on those dungeons tomorrow. So Robar. Robar's this new pool. Obviously got no masteries or anything. We're not in a position to pay for masteries here. You've got to work for them. Be interesting to see if we've got masteries anywhere actually. Not really. Not really. Okay. So what I would say is it's worth getting your first couple of tiers, probably down to about here actually. Down to about level 3. It's worth farming those masteries. I'm going to do that in a bit. Just get the first few levels of masteries done on these champs, because that will make things easier when you get to this dungeon grind. So, how do we build a Robar? Robar is about landing decreased defense. Attacks all enemies, 75% chance of placing the big decreased defense. If you did get books into him, it'd be 100%. We're not going to do that on this account. We're not going to have tons of books. But 75% chance is still really strong. He's also got a stun here. He gets an extra turn if he lands his stun. And then he's got this one, which is just a damage dealer. So he needs accuracy to work. He's got a faction crypt, accuracy or whatever. That's no good to us anywhere else. So basically he needs accuracy, he needs speed, and then after that he needs damage. I'm just finishing the build off here by rolling a little bit into the ring. So I spent just over 1 million silver so far to get Robar into good shape. He's in full set Relentless, and he's got 2 offset pieces just to kind of build his stats up. He's not going to be hitting like super hard, but he is going to be landing stuff, and he is going to be getting his procs off. So a ring like this, it's level 3. It's not going to be long-term investment for us, but we do like the defense. We do like the extra couple of stats we get from it. So we roll it up to 8. That's plenty for this level of account. So you see here, everything's level 12. We've managed to pull into, I'll show you my overall stats. 150 speed, good for this level of account. Vigil accuracy is a bit low. I would like it to be more. We do have sitting here this, but it's not going to help us with that. He's not going to be hitting super hard, but he is going to be annoying for the enemy. So we've got 4 people then built up, which I'm pleased with. Again, we could just do with the ascension on this guy. He can ascend actually. One more is not going to give us what we need. We need 2 more, and we're not going to have enough red pots to do that. Albeit I could roll one. Let's just see what the dungeon is. I don't want to roll them really on a... So actually, yeah, here we go. Let's do this instead. So ideally we get 1 more red pot, and then we can get them up to level 5. And at level 5, you've then got a chance to put on that additional item. Which at level 5, he then becomes stronger as well. So we're going to go for this. We know that these 3 are built well. I'm going to sub Robar in here. And then Ethos, I haven't checked his build, but I know that he's high damage, so he should be good. All we're doing here, so I'll try and do it as a speed run. We just want to make sure that we're decreasing as much defense as possible on any force keep level. So as long as you've got people in there that have got decreased defense, in this build we've got Robar as our decreased defense. That way you get through the boss's shield pretty easily. So you see here we're kind of cruising through this level. Easy. I'll take it off of auto here. We're going to focus our efforts on the boss. Need this one back to be able to do it. So here we just want to try and take the enemies down. So we're going to go AoE hit. Should take down one of them at least. Yeah. So we'll increase defense up there. Chance to remove debuff with this guy. Didn't land. So we'll take the ads out. Stuns off anyway, but we're going to go decrease defense. So now we've got a chance to hit the boss for reasonable damage. Even with his increased defense up, it still makes a massive difference because he's got this passive of increased defense plus 4,000. So now we're going to do max damage, and we should just be able to kind of take him out pretty easily. So you know, this is a new level for lockers here, and we're cruising through it. But you know, this sort of keep stuff is quite easy to get through. You just need to have a reasonable team makeup to be able to do it. So he's lost his defense break, so I'm going to put it back on. So I don't think Robar does it on auto properly. So put it back on and then let it auto out. And what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to play this out until I get at least 1 of those big red pots, and then we can go back into builds. Maybe we'll get it straight away. What do you reckon? No. So I'm going to try and build on to the next couple of levels, and then I will bring this back in. Okay, so I've done a bit of clearing. I cleared up to 14. We got one of the greater potions on the last level. 14 feels like the limit for this team, so I'm going to leave it there and get this guy ascended up, and then we can get him built finally. Here we go. We have got a level 5 Robar in Ascension, which is cool. As burnt through his red pots, but he needs to do it anyway. Thanks, lockers. That's cool. So I wouldn't have done that if we didn't have something already sitting that's going to help us through content here. If there was accuracy on this, it would be even better, but the extra crit damage is going to help us burn through some of the levels. It's a 4-star piece. I'd probably take it to 12. It's probably going to be a while until we pull another amulet for Robar. You know, you've got every faction to choose between. You've got 3 items for each faction. The chances of you pulling the item you want straight out from spiders at level 5 gear is low. It's low. I know that when I was coming through the early to mid game, I was desperate. I think, who did I have? Skull Crown. I had Skull Crown as my first Void Epic, and it took me forever to get a banner on her. So, don't expect to get these items straight away. It's more expensive as well to... Actually, I'm going to leave it there. It's more expensive to roll the jewelry items than it is to roll these items. So be sure you want to invest your silver in it when you're doing so. Okay, so we've got 4 people built. There's a number of people here now that are at level 50s. So War Maiden is a quality champion. She's already got good speed here, good accuracy. This is actually quite a good build already. What we got here, crit damage. Maybe you don't want crit damage there. HP is good. Speed is good. Okay, so it's all fine. The only thing I'd say is crit damage is kind of pointless when you don't have the crit rate, firstly. But also, you just want her to stay alive. So if we had some... I see he's got accuracy rolls, which might be why he's chosen that. But if we had an HP set of gloves, or defense... Defense not really so much, because defense is so weak on her. But HP especially we would take right now. So these gloves here are probably going to keep you alive for longer than these gloves here. And the damage she does is minimal. It's minimal. So unless we've got some already rolled up. These are rolled up, bit of speed on them. I'm going to lose a chunk of accuracy, which is a concern. I'm not going to get any more there. The other thing we could do, again, is just kind of look and say, well, what have we got already rolled up here that I might be able to just put on? So HP gloves. So I'm going to lose his accuracy, but I can regain, and I'm going to gain this HP build. So I'm going to actually equip those. Roll them up to 12. I'll do that off camera. Roll them up to 12, and then I'm going to just pick one more piece that I can put in to improve this build. So what have we got on here? Speed and accuracy again. So this is actually a good helm. I don't really want to take that off. That's good as well. The one to improve is probably these, but again, we've got accuracy on those boots. So the rest of the build was already pretty decent, to be fair. Very decent, actually. It's done a good job on this build. But maybe that's where we get our accuracy back. I don't want to take off 16. No, I'm just going to leave it. What do I do? What do I do? I think if I had speed boots here, I'd put speed boots on. So overall, we're going to get ourselves back to where we were. So we're going to upgrade the boots to speed. Let's just see what we get when we get to 12. Obviously, these max boots will have a higher max base speed as well, which is nice. The overall accuracy is going to go up slightly from where we were, but the HP is going to go up dramatically from where we were. So you might look at this and think it feels like it's an unnecessary thing to do. Short term, we're going to get a small short term gain, but the gear on her is definitely going to help us stay alive longer, which is all we need. All we need from a War Maiden is for her to be alive to do decreased defense. Nothing else in her kit really makes any sense to push. She does decreased defense. You then have other people in your team that do the work in terms of damage. So just think to yourself, what is the build I'm going for? Am I trying to make this person be my debuffer, my damage dealer, my support champion? Yeah, and that's I've got a nice roll there as well. And that's what we're doing with these teams. So think about your team as a number of cogs that you're trying to make into an overall better kind of piece. So this is good. So we can now just roll that up to 12. It's actually a 3-star piece of gear, which is not great. Don't matter. So we'll take that one up to 12. Yeah, so whenever I'm thinking about dungeon teams, it's about what role am I looking for that person to play. I've got a number of guides now out on dungeons specifically for each dungeon, and people say to me, but this is a level 20 guide. It is, but it's still, the kind of way of thinking is the same. So my level 20 dragon team, I'm looking for someone that does AoE decreased defense. I'm looking for somebody who does poisons. I'm looking for somebody who speeds my team up and heals. I'm looking for somebody that can cleanse, ideally. And then I've got somebody in there for damage and potentially someone that can stun. Now, if we look at the team that I'm building here for dungeons, you know, it's basically I've done the same thing. So what have I got? I've got let's get rid of that. I've got somebody that can stun and heal. I've got somebody that can poison. I've got somebody that can speed me up and heal. I've got somebody that can AoE decrease defense. I've got somebody else that can AoE decrease defense. And then we've got somebody here who can do damage. So, you know, we've got a number of options. Someone here who can do damage. Now, there's nothing to stop you as well throwing things like stun gear on a Bellower. I'd imagine at this level, we probably don't have a lot of stun gear or dazed gear, but we have some. So we've got dazed gear here. If you're struggling to get through content, dazed gear can really help on someone like a Bellower or anyone else who does a lot of AoE. Stun gear, we have some. It's only level 3 stuff, but again, we've got some. Your stunner, your dazer, they don't need to hit hard. They just need to have an AoE basic attack. So even if you had, I probably don't have one in this account, but even if you had someone like a Banshee as a what do you call it, as a rare Banshee, even if you had a Zep for a sniper, anyone who's got AoE attacks as their main set of attacks, put them in dazed gear, put them in stun gear, and you'll get through content much easier. Okay, so let's start then on Ice Golems. Ice Golems, we're onto a Force Affinity. This is tough because look at all these champions that are Magic Affinity. So we're going to struggle with most of these champions taking on the Ice Golem. So we're going to throw Ithos in this team. We need the heals, we need the speed, we need the shielding. Poisons are actually very good on Ice Golem, but I think we're going to run with... It's an arena. I'm just looking at what I've got here. So yeah, I think we go with Robar, Ethos. We've got a bit of AoE damage. We've got a bit of crowd control. We'll nuke through the waves really easily. It's mainly the boss that I'm worried about here. So AoE decreased defense, lands everywhere. God, we absolutely pulverize them. See you later. Probably just want to try and take some of these husks out, but this might just nuke them, I'm not sure. Oh, pretty big hit. This should deal with them there, fine. So this is looking fine so far. So I'll try and take the ads out first. If I was doing this, I could do it on auto. Auto will probably work fine here. So you see Robar just goes ham, basically stunning people up. The only danger with auto is my Gordwrab doing his abilities too early. So things like the heals, like that. He's just done a heal, we didn't really need it. That's the biggest danger of auto, because he's my only source really of proper healing. But again, we just nuke down the waves. That's what the auto does anyway. So the waves, the ads. The ads are important. If you don't take the ads down first, then this big dude does a lot more damage. As long as the ads are down, then when he does his big swings, we are fine. So we're doing okay. Taking a big hit there. We do need Miscreated Monster to start getting involved with some shields pretty soon, or we're going to be in trouble. Just put ally protection on. There we go, got our animate back, got shielding on. That's good. Just got to be careful you don't slam through the waves, through the health bar too quick. The quicker you get through his health bar, the more often he does those return hits. So that's now looking ropey. I might swing it off of auto just to get control of the fight again. Are we good? We might be good. Decrease defense back on. So we're waiting now on the reanimate. So what we don't want to do is big hits here. Got the animate back. Okay, that's fine. Now we can do a big hit actually. So what I can do now is I can actually just target this boss and put all of my damage into the boss here. So I'm forgetting the ads now. I just want to deal with the boss, kill him as quickly as possible. We've got plenty of damage coming through. Looks like we're low. We are low, but the boss is lower. He's dead. That's one level done, and it's the hardest level because it's the level where we couldn't use the champs we wanted to use so much. We get on to now avoid. I can pull back in, so I can pull back in my main Kale. I can get Robar in that position. The rest of it feels pretty good, so I think we can just run with that. And again, so it's all about team comp here. So waves, again, they're not that hard at this level. The bosses are what are hard at this level. It's funny because when you get to level 20, the waves become really hard and the bosses are not so hard. At this sort of level, it's all about can you kill the boss, not can you kill the waves. So we're fine. We've got plenty of damage to get through the waves here. Again, auto will focus on the ads first, but it's team comp. So we've got a decreased defense, we've got a poison, we've got a healer, speed merchant, and we've got somebody who can kind of give us shielding. So all of those things together make this possible, not just damage. If we just had damage dealers, if I took Door Grab out and Miscreated Monster out for pure damage dealers, we would fail at this fight. So we get some good damage in. Ads come back. So we have to deal with the ads first again. Otherwise you get bigger hits. Bigger hits every time you haven't dealt with the ads. So you can definitely, Robar is not needed here. I could definitely sub back in War Maiden and do the same job. Maybe even a better job than what Robar's doing. Because Robar on auto does not do his decreased defense. See that? He's just going in A1s when he's got decreased defense in his kit. Like a fool. Be careful about the amount of damage you do here. I could have done the bigger hit with him there, but I didn't want to because we're risking going through too many layers of the boss. But one more turn and we'll reanimate, so I'm just going to take out the side ads so we don't take too much of a big hit from the main boss. Reanimates back though, which is cool. Big hit now. I think we just focus the boss down, decrease defense across the board, go in with the hits. He's going to die in a minute anyway. Bit of a risky move. Bit of a risky move. But it paid off in the end. So that's another one done. They go straight in the bin. So stage 12 done. We're going to do one more stage here. I think getting to stage 13 is pretty decent for any sort of setup. I don't want to be putting in my force affinities here against the green. So we just kind of have a bit of a switcheroo for the old team, putting someone else who's a bit more defensive, and away we go again. So look, I'll take it through to the boss and then I will show you the boss fight again. Yep, so again, we're just kind of working our way through the ads. I mean, I don't need to show you the whole fight every time. But basically, all I've done is I've changed up team comp a bit so that we've got less risk. So, look, it's not the quickest, but it's going to be just over 3 minutes. Another level done. And it's all about team comp, guys. It's all about team comp and character builds. So we're now getting level 5 star gear. Nice set of boots there for this account. So, level 13 done. Going to leave it there at 13. Gives us another challenge done as well, which is cool. And yeah, we just kind of move on. So we've already done 13 on dragons. I'm not going to push it too much higher there. I think we're probably about the right level for this account. Spiders then. So where are we at? Level 6. 6, we can blow through a few of these levels. So again, it's about thinking about your team composition. Spiders up to level 14. So we just bring the AoE damage in for this level. We can probably do this. Bang, bang, bang. So we've got shielding, we've got damage, and I think we've got damage. We'll just go full on nuke strat for level 6 right up to 14. I'd imagine this will work fine on auto. So decreased defense. See how much how little the HP is on these spiderlings at this sort of level. People don't really see it in videos because we don't show it that often, but at this level it's just about nuke, nuke, nuke. AoE hits, keep the spiderlings down, and you are fine to go. So yeah, so this team will be fine. We'll get through this level easily. Level 6 is way below where this team can play. I think if anything, we'll probably start to struggle maybe when we get at least to level 10. So we'll keep working it through. I'm not going to show you every single fight, but when I change the strats, I'll start to show you why. We've just gone on to level 8. Level 8 is a green affinity, so all I've done is subbed Robar out. I've got Door Grab in. Same thing though, we're still going for nuke strats. Nuke damage, whilst keeping everybody alive. So Door Grab's there pretty much just to speed us up, improve our damage, and pick anyone up that does drop. I've still got War Maiden in there, so War Maiden is still great for bringing decreased defense, albeit she can get weak hits, but I still value her, probably value her over Robar's decreased defense. That's how strong she is. So we're going to keep rocking through this. This should be easy as well, and then we carry on. So we're on to 9. 9 is it's Void Affinity, so you can literally use any champs you want. Again, I'm just bringing my hardest hitter AoE champs. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anyone out. Bellower could definitely go into this team. I could swap Bellower in for War Maiden, and that would be a decent swap. Or for, yeah, probably for War Maiden. We will do it actually, because he brings decreased speed as well, and that's always useful. But yeah, again, you look, AoE damage, AoE damage, AoE damage, AoE damage, AoE damage. That's all we need for level anything below 14. 9 is done and dusted. On to stage 10. We'll see we're starting to get a bit slower here. So we're on to blue affinity. All of this works for blue. I'm going to bring War Maiden back in because it's blue. And then we fire off again and nuke the spider. So stage 10 done. Much slower again, 544. Yeah, stage 11 is a bit strong for this team. So we're going to come out of stage 11 there. And we've already said Dragons is at a decent level, so we're going to try Fire Knights now. Can we move ourselves through to the same sort of levels on Fire Knights? Fire Knights, we need multi-hitters. We still need people that are going to help us clear through the waves. So ideally, let's have a look at what we've got in terms of multi-hitters. I don't think we've got a lot in this team. The Robar can get continuous extra turns, so he's going to come in. He's also going to help us get through the waves. We've got reflect damage in this fella, the dwarf, who's going to help us. We don't really have any turn meter manipulation. I don't think we're going to get any. There's a little bit here in High Katoon, but she's just too low a level. So, and there's going to be some here in this Cold Heart. I don't think the Cold Heart's even built. So we're going to build the Cold Heart, take her in, take her for a test spin, and see how we get on. We've got ourselves a Cold Heart. She is looking mighty fine, as always. So what we've got here, we've got HP on the chest. We've got crit rate on the gloves. All this stuff was already pre-built. Speed on the boots. We already had this beautiful shield with speed, crit damage, crit rate. Perfect for a Cold Heart. These two I rolled up to 12. I wanted more accuracy. So we've got 2 pieces with accuracy substats on an accuracy set just to give me a chance of lowering turn meter. So Cold Heart's coming into our team. Let's go. We should blitz our way through the waves easy enough. You basically want to be going nuke. Nuke. Probably just clear the waves so easy, yeah. A1. Easy enough. Throw out some poisons. No problems here. Don't need to use any of our kind of team saving abilities. I'm just going to go AoE hit. I don't want to use my decreased defense. I want that for the main boss as early as possible. I don't have to wait for the cooldowns on it. Even if we take hits against these guys, they literally don't hit for anything, so we've got no worries. On to the boss. This is still pretty tough, even at this level, so shield is going to come in at 10 stacks when you get to this sort of level, which is obviously quite a lot. What I don't want to do is waste things like decrease defense while the shield's there. We're probably not going to get another turn on anyone, so I'm going to get his reflect damage up, which will help us break through the shield next time. Reflect damage goes straight in, breaks right through the shield. Yes, thank you very much. Wake up, Mr. Giant. Right, now we can just throw some nukes in. We want to get a decreased defense off on the Robar. He's blocked that. I think this maybe it's still got a shield on, but it's animating like it's not. Which is weird. I think it's kind of bugged out a little bit because of that reflect damage. It should break 4. It did break 4 that time, so that's worked properly that time. Whereas before it looked like the whole shield had gone, but it actually hadn't. So we're through the shield. What we want to get off is the Cold Heart's ability to stop him healing so much from our A1. Need that off as soon as possible. Get a double hit there from Miscreated Monster. Miscreated Monster is literally great in every single part of this game. He's a menace. Get some damage in. Double hit here again. Really want my Heartseeker. Didn't get it. It's right now. It's ready as well, which is frustrating. I've just got to break through the shield again. A couple of turns still on that dwarf's cooldowns. Now I'll use my double hit, get 2 bits of shield. Oh, it didn't work. Okay, here we go. Heartseeker coming in. Now we've got control of the turn meter. Decreases attack as well. If it goes, didn't land. So fast forward to near enough the end, 3 minutes in, and yeah, this is going to be job done. And there, so I mean, I don't know if this is helping you guys. I'm trying to do stuff that's a bit more mid-game. It's really just about putting out champions and teams that help you deal with the content you're on. So understand the mechanics of the teams you're fighting, understand what you need, and then you kind of move on to the next level and say, right, what affinity is it? Is there anyone in my team that's directly going to be affected by the affinity, like that guy? Sub him out, sub him in with someone else who can perhaps do the role equally as well, especially if you've got the teams to be able to do it. So throwing a Bellower on this one, and yeah, you just kind of roll with that next team. Okay, so we are done for the day. We've moved on Ice Golem. We've got some teams rocking there. We've moved on Spiders, we've moved on Fire Knights. Hopefully you've seen some stuff that's useful for you guys in the mid game. Hell Hades signing out.